All right, guys, so on today's episode, we're in the heart of Times Square. We're talking about the global pandemic, the coronavirus, and the impact it's having on everybody and our businesses.
People calling me up saying they need a feature, saying we can help each other, but I see the leeches. Get the credit where it's due, I ain't talking Visa, but since we talking Visa, don't say you won't pay me either. Did you catch that?
Hey everybody, I just wanted to jump on here. Today is Thursday, and the footage that we shot was in New York City on Tuesday of this week. And so much has transpired since Tuesday that I felt like it was necessary for me to shoot a real short clip and kind of jump in here at the beginning of the episode. Every day has felt like a year basically, and so much more has changed every single day. But I wanted to film with Brittany in the city while I knew that we could still be out and about. I want to use this platform right now to tell everybody to be responsible. A lot of folks are not taking this as seriously as they should. Other folks are taking it very seriously. My Sabre family is taking this very seriously. I'm in the office by myself. The office is closed. Everybody's working remotely. Guys, this is an unprecedented time. I've been through 01, 08, natural disasters, 9/11, you name it. And every day that goes by, this is kind of surpassing those. And, you know, a lot of this short-term catastrophe is going to have such a lasting effect on the economy. And I think we're all hopeful that this is like a 90 to 120 day thing here. But, you know, there are a lot of businesses that are already having to take drastic measures and cut overhead and lay people off. They're my friends, they're my family. We all know people that are impacted by this coronavirus at this point, whether they're actually sick with the virus or being laid off, or everything kind of in between. So I just want to pray for everybody who's watching this. And guys, please, do your part to keep yourself safe, your friends, your family, everybody safe, and keep getting the message out here, please. We need to take this seriously. It's fucking scary. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this shit. So here's the footage from Tuesday, man. Let's go. Let's band together. It's quieter now, I feel like. What's up, guys? So on today's episode, we're going to talk a lot about coronavirus. We're going to talk about how it's impacting business across the world, impacting lives, and we're going to walk around parts of New York City that would typically be bustling, like Fifth Avenue, in the heart of the day, and it's extremely slow. So we have, everything's basically closing at this point. Entertainment venues, sporting events, concerts, Broadway, you name it, it's pretty much closed. Retailers are following suit. Restaurants, it's St. Paddy's Day. I don't see any green. We're gonna pass a bunch of bars, we're gonna pass a bunch of restaurants, and unfortunately, basically everything's closed. So it's St. Paddy's Day in New York City. You'd expecting there to be a ton of people drinking at a place like Connolly's, and there's plenty of these businesses, and they do the majority of their business by far on St. Paddy's Day. They've ordered up extra food, extra kegs, getting ready for the rush, and it's just not happening, as you can see. De Blasio shut down restaurants, gyms, other public areas. The restaurant owners in New York City were forced to close. There's only takeout, there's delivery, stuff like that, but being very careful about people congregating in restaurants, and it's really going to hurt these small businesses. All right, guys, so we're on Fifth Avenue now, and you can see it is, I guess, the sleepiest I've ever seen in my lifetime. We're obviously standing in front of the Nike store. Nike was one of the first major retailers to shut all of their stores. Apple followed suit. A lot of other retailers decided to shrink their store hours and whatnot, but you can see here every store around me. Zara's closed, Ferragamo's closed, St. Patrick's Cathedral is right behind us in the distance there. There's no congregation, no mass. Everything's basically being done virtual and remotely at this point. We're going to take a drive into Times Square, see how that looks. and we just feel compelled being in the retail business. A lot of you guys who watch my vlog are not in New York, and I'm sure you're hearing about what's going on, and the media is obviously doing what it typically does and telling you what they want you to hear, but we felt like we needed to do a video this week talking about the effect of the coronavirus on retail, because that affects us, that affects our livelihood. As retailers are forced to close through the coronavirus, companies like Amazon are thriving for obvious reasons. They just announced they're hiring 100,000 new employees, and they're also increasing through this time frame, they're increasing wages by $2, which is the opposite of what the brick and mortar retail world is doing. So I'm standing in front of 424 Fifth Avenue, the property, the former Lord & Taylor building that WeWork bought back in 2017 for $850 million. Amazon is buying this building for $1.1 billion. This is just a major blow to small businesses. And I'm working with all different clients of mine to talk about how to minimize overhead as much as possible for the next 60, 90 days. That's kind of the outlook right now, 60 days out, 90 days out. The president announced yesterday that he expects the majority of the coronavirus to come through and everything start to normalize in July and August, which obviously caused the stock market to react. The Dow dropped just shy of 3,000 points, the biggest drop in a day since 1987. So, we're living through a historic time right now. And what's crazy to me, and why I felt so compelled to do a video on coronavirus and how it's impacting business, because I own my own business. I am the CEO of Sabre Real Estate, and I'm forced to make the same types of decisions that my clients are forced to make through this time. You can prepare for a downturn in the economy, but you can't prepare for businesses to be forced to close almost out of the blue, out of thin air. And it's going to just, unfortunately, I'm not sure that some of these companies are going to be able to sustain this closure for, who knows, 30, 60, 90 days, whatever it is. Some businesses that are already unhealthy are definitely going to go out of business. We're in New York City, as you already know, and there's vacancy everywhere. And unfortunately, again, as a result of this, there's going to be more vacancy 60, 90, 120 days from now, when these businesses are forced to close because they can't operate through. All right, guys, so today's episode is not as uplifting and fun as our episodes typically are. But we felt compelled as a voice in the retail and commercial real estate space to talk about what's happening and the impact it's having on businesses across the country. We're in the center of the universe. We're in New York City, the city that never sleeps. And honestly, it's sleeping right now. It's sad. It tugs on my heartstrings. And I just want to make sure that everybody is practicing social responsibility. I want to make sure that everybody understands how important it is to social distance at this point in time. And I say that as people are walking around us at a distance, but I still feel compelled to duck away a little bit. It's crazy, the anxiety that the country has right now, that the world has, but it's important that everyone takes it seriously. If we're not going to lock down for the next 15 days, a lot worse can happen and will happen. So please do your part, and let's come together in this tough time and make sure that we're helping people in need. Appreciate you guys.